Before we start, subscribe and like. In this chapter, Lin was directly facing a giant, tree-like monster that looked truly terrifying as it slowly advanced toward him. Lin realized he was up against the giant leaf mother tree, a level 86 world boss with monstrous stats, 1.5 billion power, 1 million agility, 1 million spirit, and 2.6 million constitution. The creature's skills included Despair Binding and Giant Leaf Cut, which granted it 70% immunity to physical damage and 50% immunity to elemental damage. Lin was shocked by these stats, knowing they were completely out of his league, but he also knew he had to protect the collector lady at all costs. He kept jumping to avoid the exploding leaf bombs all around them. Even his skeletal warriors were useless, as the leaf blades were so powerful. They broke right through them. Lin kept running, while the giant leaf blades surrounded him at a frantic pace, ready to slice him the moment he slowed down. He ordered his skeletal warriors to intercept the blades, but their powerful weapons shattered as if they were nothing. The World Tree Boss continued its advance, decimating Lin's skeletal army as if it were meaningless. Lin tried using his skeletal prison chains, which managed to grab the World Tree's vines, but they shattered like glass. Lin couldn't believe that such a powerful skill couldn't hold back the World Tree Boss for even a second. The skeletal prison broke apart with ease. Lin immediately ordered the collector lady to leave at once without questioning him, and to use her scale to get to safety. Otherwise, they would both die. There was no doubt about it. The lady prepared her scale the moment Lin gave the command and wasted no time, escaping at the opportune moment. Just moments before the grass blades hit her, now began to question the giant Earth Dragon King, wondering what he was thinking and why he had been sent to this place. He wondered if the dragon wanted him dead, and what benefit the Dragon King would gain if that happened. Luckily, Lin still had the ability to fly, and the countdown had not yet ended. Otherwise, he would not have been able to escape the range of the giant leaf mother tree's attack. But as the scene shifted, we saw that right behind Lin, a giant root or something similar was crawling toward him. The moment Lin's eyes landed on it, he froze. This giant root was no ordinary root. It was another creature, and its presence was so terrifying that sweat poured down his face. Lin knew he was exposed, yet he tried to hide. He slipped into the giant leaves and felt a little relieved, thinking that the huge creature might not have noticed him. Perhaps because his presence was too weak to be recognized in comparison. Lin began to wonder about this place, realizing that bosses seemed to be everywhere. The lower space of the internal trial battleground, which was supposed to have fewer bosses, was not living up to its reputation. As he was thinking, the scene shifted to the usual place where the old man resides. There, the White Divine was worried, telling Old Mang that something was not right. He wanted to help his old friend, wondering if Old Mang could sense Lin's situation. While sipping a cup of tea, Old Mang began to use his psychic powers. He focused on sensing Lin's presence through the teleportation stone with the help of the country's divine tower. But as soon as the sensing was over, Old Mang's expression immediately fell from what he discovered. He reported to the White Divine that it was not good. Lin was in the lower space. The old man was also panicked, but he still wanted his friend to continue and asked for Lin's exact location. Old Mang began to sense more carefully, and told the White Divine not to rush, as it was not an easy task. Mang knew that with Lin's power, even in the lower realms, nothing would happen to him as long as he avoided some special places. Yet, as Old Mang continued to sense Lin's location, he became more and more shocked. He realized that things had gotten out of control. He felt that Lin was somewhere around the wild continent of the lower space. Upon hearing this, the White Divine immediately told Old Mang that he had to go to the eternal trial battleground himself because Lin did not truly understand the dangers of the lower spaces. Now was not the time for him to venture into the wild continent, which was a paradise for monsters, including countless boss-level creatures. It was far too dangerous. But Old Mang remained calm as he explained to the White Divine that there was no need to rush. Lin had entered the eternal trial battleground for a reason, and that reason was to find someone to make a deal with. Moreover, If even the white divine and old Mang couldn't send him to the lower space, how could Lin have crossed the barrier between the upper and lower levels with his insufficient power? The white divine then understood what old Mang was trying to say, that Lin had appeared in the lower space of the eternal trial battleground due to that person's actions. Only that person had enough capability to send Lin there even when the white divine and old Mang could not. According to old Mang, there was no need to worry about Lin's safety. If the masters interfered, they might only disrupt that person's plan. The white divine finally began to feel calm, agreeing with his friend. He realized that if Lin completed the request of this mysterious person, perhaps soon their human race would gain another great god, significantly increasing their military might. The scene shifted from the commentary location again. This time, Lin was seen in a rocky area filled with cliffs and giant stone columns. His skeletal armor was still active as he advanced cautiously, knowing that he couldn't possibly be detected by the monsters lurking in this place. But suddenly, as Lin advanced, he noticed strange green beams of light shooting up from the ground, spreading a faint aura across the land. Curious, Lin wondered what it could be and instinctively ran toward the glow to investigate. He knew he was supposed to remain undetected, yet the sight of the mysterious light made him forget caution. As he got closer, he found towering rocks, overlooking a strange green miasma that drifted throughout the area. The rocks were glowing faintly. Lin wondered what this place was, and why such a bright light was emanating from it. He quickly realized that the green aura came from a poison pit, emitting a strange and dangerous miasma. Knowing he couldn't enter directly, especially not in the lower space of the eternal trial battleground, Lin decided to summon a skeletal warrior to investigate. The skeletal warrior rushed toward the poison field, immediately attracting the attention of several snakes that hissed in rage and prepared to attack as soon as the undead broke into their area. However, the skeletal warrior was unaffected, as it was already dead and impervious to their poison. Even with the snakes biting it, it continued to move forward without slowing down. When the skeleton reached the poison pit, the snake stopped their pursuit and refused to enter. Lin noticed this and wondered what could be inside that even the monsters avoided. The skeletal warrior kept pushing, but as soon as it stepped deep into the pit, its body began to corrode under the toxic miasma. Despite this, it managed to grab a handful of strange crystals before turning back. From this, Lin realized that the pit was filled with extremely poisonous crystals. However, before the skeleton could fully return, the ground began to shake violently. Without hesitation, Lin activated his flying skills and soared into the air, maintaining a safe distance while trying to understand what was happening. From above, he saw a pool of glowing green liquid in the center of the pit. The snakes around it scattered in a panic, fleeing as fast as they could, as if they were terrified of being devoured by something inside.